Guess what? I'm not Eric Bounce. Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Pitts, Dr. Pitts Bounce, and my husband is forcing me to resume doing my lives, and he requested that I do it from his page because I am not on social media anymore. So I just wanted to take a few minutes this evening to talk to you about why do you love your partner more than you love yourself? Now, here's the thing. As you can imagine, as a licensed couple marriage and family therapist, this topic comes up pretty frequently. And what people are quick to say to me when I say that to them is, well, Dr. Pitts, I don't want to be narcissistic. I don't want to be grandiose. I don't want people to think that, that I think that I'm this, that, and the third, and the whole 9 yards. And what I want to say to you is this: self-love is not about grandiosity. It's not about narcissism. It's about knowing your worth. It's about knowing your worth and allowing how you view your worth to govern how you teach people to treat you. One of the major problems that people run into when they find themselves worshiping the ground that their partner walks on for a variety of reasons is that they find themselves in these cycles of broken and conflictual relationships. And those cycles are due, believe it or not, to your own personal deficiencies. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, we're all flawed. We all have things that we need to work on that are going to be instrumental in helping us to be stronger, healthier, better versions of ourselves. That being said, a big part of your ability to be a stronger, healthier, better version of yourself is going to be impacted by who you allow to have intimate access to you. And for some, not all, but for some, that becomes a major problem because people are so afraid of being by themselves. People have such a paralyzing fear of abandonment. They have such a paralyzing fear of rejection that they allow people to have intimate access to them, particularly in a romantic context. And quite frankly, those people don't deserve to have intimate access to you. So what ends up happening is you find yourself in a relationship with a person that in the grand scheme of things treats you substandard or just treats you like purity trash, or they may be abusive or neglectful, or just dysfunctional because of their own unresolved stuff. And you're so pressed to be in a relationship, you're so terrified of being by yourself that you pour every ounce of your being, every fiber of your existence into that person. And what does that translate into? That translates into you loving them more than you love you. And that is a problem. If you don't take the time to get a much deeper understanding of you, why do you think the way you do? Why do you function the way that you do? Why do you navigate life the way that you do? Then it becomes very easy for you to be victimized by those people who are totally okay treating you in a substandard manner. When you love yourself properly, you will require people to treat you in a healthy, positive, and productive way. When you don't love yourself properly, chances are anything goes. And you will make excuses for the person's behavior. You will make allowances for the person's behavior. You will have a laundry list of all of the reasons why this person does not treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. And oh, by the way, you will continue to demonstrate that you care more for them than you care for yourself. And what I want to challenge you to do is to care more for yourself and to care for the other person, but learn how to strike that healthy balance so that you're not sacrificing your own health, your own soundness, your own peace of mind for the sake of being in the relationship with someone who doesn't even know your value, with someone that, truth be told, doesn't even deserve intimate access to you. Yeah, exactly. Healthy boundaries. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize about healthy boundaries. Thank you for saying that, by the way. Healthy boundaries are only effective when you have consequences in place for violating them. That's where people miss it. If you don't have consequences in place for violating your boundaries, then you might as well not have boundaries at all. Because people will say and do, and they will completely disregard. And I hear that all the time. I hear that, I kid you guys not, at least 3 times a day. People will say, well, Dr. Pitts, you told me to put boundaries in place and, they're just disregarding my boundaries. And then I'll follow up with, well, what are the consequences to those individuals who dishonor on a regular basis the boundaries that you've put in place? And you know what people say to me? Dr. Pitts, you make it sound so easy. And how do you put boundaries in place with an adult? And you know what I say to that? Perhaps I'm the wrong person to ask that question, because Dr. Pitts is not afraid to be by herself. Dr. Pitts sustained so much abuse, neglect, and maltreatment in previous relationships that when I got to the place and space that I actually started loving myself properly, which equipped me with the ability, the tools, the heart's desire to raise the standard of behavior that I was willing to tolerate, I was good. I am okay being by myself if that's what I need to be, because I would rather be by myself and be healthy. I would rather be by myself and have soundness and peace of mind than to be in a relationship with somebody who's going to abuse me, neglect me, mistreat me, and walk on me like a dirty carpet or rug or, a mud puddle on a rainy day. So don't ask me, why do I make it sound so easy? Ask yourself, why are you making it so hard? Because what I say is, you are worth it. You are worthy of raising your standards and loving yourself first. And when you learn how to love yourself properly, when you learn how to be more self-accepting, it increases your ability to require others to love you with every fiber of their being the way that you deserve to be loved. Relationships are supposed to be a fluid exchange of clinically what we call pro-social behaviors. If you're the only person demonstrating love in a healthy way in the relationship, you have a problem. And I say this gently and respectfully, look in the mirror, because the problem is you. Well, Dr. Pitts, I want to extend grace to people and I want to be understanding and everybody's flawed. And can I just tell you guys, I am so sick and tired of people coming in session and telling me, Dr. Pitts, I'm not perfect. Newsflash, you don't have to tell me that. Nobody ever has to tell me ever again in life that they're not perfect. I know that. None of us are. And just because we're all flawed human beings doesn't mean that you get to abuse, neglect, or mistreat your partner and hide behind your human fallacies and imperfections. What are you doing about your flaws? What are you doing to be a stronger, healthier, better version of you? People say all the time, hurting people hurt people. I'm here to tell you, if you're okay hurting other people, regardless of what your nonsense justification is for doing that, you don't love yourself properly, and you darn sure don't love those people that you are totally okay hurting. It all starts within, folks. You have to learn to love yourself properly, which is going to equip you with all of the skills that you need to love other people properly. The problem that so many people have, though, is they haven't had the appropriate examples. They've allowed themselves to become a slave to their pain. And when you become a slave to your pain, you're okay hurting people because you're hurting. You want everybody else to feel the magnitude of pain that you are experiencing. And what I say to that is, how's that working out for you? You being nasty, drag nasty, bitter, hateful, resentful, a treacherous baby mama, a deadbeat baby daddy, fill in the blank. That's not making you happy. That's not making you fulfilled. That's making you miserable and virtually intolerable to deal with. And oh, by the way, you know I'm about to go there. Oh, by the way, you're passing those behaviors on to your kids. You mad, you screaming, yelling, hooting, hollering, and your kid is this and your kid is that. Look in the mirror, they're just like you. They're a miniature version of you. Just as mean and hateful and nasty. Clinically, we call it a multi-generational transmission. You've taken your mama or your daddy, passed all their hurt and pain and nastiness on to you. You passing it on to your kids. They're going to pass it on to their kids. When are people going to be courageous enough to get healthy? When are people going to be courageous enough to say, you know what? I'm tired of hurting. And I realize that all of my bitterness, all of my resentment, all of my hatefulness, all of my hostility is not making me feel any better. And guess what? It's not going to get you the treatment that you want, because nobody with good sense is going to deal with your nastiness. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to treat you in a way that validates the low opinion that you have of yourself. So my encouragement to you today is that if you keep finding yourself in this cycle of broken and conflictual relationships, if you're one of these people that blames your baby daddy for all of your pain, if you're one of these people that blame your baby mama for all of your misery, if you're one of these people who's out here talking about if your mama hadn't did this, and if your daddy hadn't did that, and if you hadn't been sexually abused, and if you hadn't been physically abused, and if you hadn't been emotionally abused, then you wouldn't be giving everybody your butt to kiss. Well, guess what? If you really, truly want a healthy, loving, fulfilling, and sustainable relationship, look in the mirror. Make a conscious decision to do what you need to do to be a stronger, healthier, better version of yourself, because you teach people how to treat you, and that begins with you treating yourself properly, which will be instrumental in helping you to receive the love, the respect, the adoration that your hearts desire, so that you can stop changing partners like you change your undergarments. That's all I have for you today. Happy Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the hump. Bye.